Welcome to the
Longturnlarry.
My name is the Vicious Scumbag.
Me, I am the Honorable Sensei.
And this is the Longturnlarry podcast. Hey guys, we want to say thank you as well for tuning in for another complete debauchery of Magic the Gathering goodness. I also want to state, if you want to hop on Moxfield.com, you can pull up the Longturnlarry podcast and you can look at these cards and follow along. Today, we got a special episode. Sensei, what we talking about?
That I don't like.
Bang, bang. That's that Chief Keef. That's that.
I don't like.
Where we talk about cards that we just overall either don't like what they are, don't like what they do, don't like how they look.
Can I interject for just a moment? I'm about to be rude, Sensei.
Oh, I like it.
So, I know everybody's looking for like two cards that everybody dislikes, but they still play them. Or they don't play them.
Ooh, hot takes.
Soul Ring.
Ooh. Love it, hate it.
What's wrong with Soul Ring? Really?
I mean,
really? Honestly, tell me what's wrong with Soul Ring. Turn one Soul Ring into Arcane Signet into having a lot of mana on turn two.
Yeah, but I mean, it gives you 2 turns, quotation marks, advantage, but it's technically 1 turn advantage because you had to spend mana to get it.
Right.
Yeah.
So people who don't like Soul Ring and don't play with Soul Ring because it's unfun. Soul Ring's fun as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Just because you didn't get a Soul Ring on turn 1 doesn't mean I'm having less fun.
Yes, it does.
You know what Soul Ring is? It's the cheapest amount of power that you could get that can go in any deck.
Yes. And
do I really want to pay $200 for Mana Crypt?
I was about to say, we were talking about
Do
that
I really
earlier.
want to pay $200? No. Soul Ring allows your casual, regular player feel powerful. And that's what this format is about. It's not about being fair.
Yeah.
There is nothing fair about Commander.
Nope. Commander is not really balanced.
It's not balanced at all. And
No.
that's the great part about Commander is that it's not balanced. Number 2.
Oh.
Thassa's Oracle.
Oh, not
everybody.
She's so pretty.
Everybody hates Thassa's Oracle. Honestly, in my play group, I'm the only one who plays it. Wait, no, there is somebody else who used to play it. Most people were like, "Oh, demonic consultation, Thassa's Oracle, you win on the spot." How many times have you actually seen it?
Yeah. Also, too,
if you're playing,
it's not that powerful. Like, it's powerful.
No,
but
it's very powerful. It's
it
broken.
is,
It's
but,
broken.
But
it's a 3 mana win con.
But there are other cards that do the exact same thing.
I would disagree with you there.
Laboratory Maniac.
It is the cheapest win con that you can put together consistently, and you can't destroy Thassa's Oracle to get rid of the effect. That's why people don't like it.
I can see that. I actually don't know demonic consultation.
It's 1 black mana. Name a card, remove the top 6 cards in your library from the game, then reveal the next card. Essentially, it exiles your whole entire library. You name a card that's not in your deck
that you don't have.
Like you're already dead, which is actually a card, which is really cool.
Ooh, very nice.
And then Thassa's ability is on the stack and you win immediately.
Because then she tries to go and look, and there's
right.
nothing
You don't
to
have
look.
you don't have a deck anymore. Right. So most people playing Thassa's Oracle are actually milling themselves out.
Yeah.
Or drawing themselves out, or getting infinite mana and drawing their entire deck. if you didn't stop them at infinite card draw or infinite mana,
Yeah.
you weren't going to stop Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah. And they're in blue. So if they didn't hold counter magic before they knew they were going to go infinite to win, shame on them.
Right. So I just don't see the hubbub about Thassa's Oracle being so ban-worthy. It's not. It's really not. And I think as Magic players, Thassa's Oracle is going to die for the problem of Turbo Mill or Turbo Exile. That's the real problem. Thassa's effect isn't broken. It's the card that exiles your entire library for 1 mana.
Yeah. Thassa's Oracle is more like, ooh, look how well this works.
Right. You have Demonic Consultation.
The Leveler.
There's a Leveler doesn't get used in CDH.
No, I know.
There's another card that essentially does the same thing. It's 2 mana, 1 neutral, and a black. Essentially does the same thing. And then you have Hermit Druid, which is a creature, and you have to tap it to basically get rid of your entire library. So, really, y'all want to kill Thassa? Y'all really want to kill her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like a good example of a ban-worthy card, because they can't reword things, was Hull Breacher. I think Hull Breacher was a good ban because there were more wheel effects than what Hull Breacher did. Only Hull Breacher did that effect. So it's like, I understand why they banned Hull Breacher.
I sort of do and sort of don't.
I don't think it's like the best ban, but I think it's a better ban than Thassa's. Yeah.
But I think you should punish people for drawing too many. I like what Hull Breacher did.
Yes.
Punishing people for drawing too many cards.
Yeah, and there's been so many ways to take advantage of it. So, no, I didn't. Of course, I paid good money for my Hull Breachers.
Banned.
And then it was banned. Yep, 100%.
But I went on my Mad Sensei rant. How about you pick the first Chief Kiefer?
Ooh. That's that card I don't like. I'm going to go with Gray Merchant of Asphodel.
Ass. Go stupid. Go stupid. That's exactly what this card does.
Yes. Some people may know him as Gary. That is his nickname in the community. He is a 3 colorless black zombie 2/4. When he enters the battlefield, each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. He is very, very powerful. He especially flickered or just played in the decks that are like 2 color or mono black. My take on why I don't like him, I'm tired of seeing him. Every deck I see that has black in it includes him. And I'm just tired of it. I truly am. I'm so tired of Gary. He is one of those cards to where you're like, I'm finally going to win. I got him. I got everybody a little low. I'm about to hit him with this next turn. And then someone's like, oh, I play Gary. And hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, everyone loses 8. And I gain 32. And you're like, oh, okay. Okay, that's enough. I'm tired of it. Just that simple. Just tired of it.
I have no words to speak. I am a Gary abuser.
Yes, you are. Yep. A lot of these cards you guys are going to see from the vicious scumbag are going to be very personal and near and dear.
Yeah, the cards that I chose to pick are lessons that you have to learn in Magic, and that's why I do not like them. So, let me get to the first one. It's actually 2 cards.
Oh.
Okay. So, it's Ethereum Sculptor and the stand-in Goblin Electromancer.
Not a goblin.
I hate all goblins. Nah, I love goblins. I'm not even going to get into specifics. Ethereum Sculptor reduces artifact spells you cost by 1. Goblin Electromancer reduces instants and stories that you cast by 1. So, good effect, right?
Yeah.
Good effect.
Big cost, heavy cost, bring them down.
What happens when you have 2 of these?
Yeah, more reduction. What's wrong with that? More
What
reduction.
happens when you put a 3rd one down?
Okay, everything's being reduced by 3
What happens
colorless.
when you put a 4th one down and now your spells cost 5 less to cast?
If you're not playing an X spell, X matters deck, yeah, it's a little redundant.
And that's how I feel about people who really specifically artifact players.
Oh,
They love reducing the cost of their artifacts by 5, and then they play all their 2 mana rocks, and then they have 8 mana in rocks, reducing artifacts by 5 and no cards in hand.
Yep. Hate to see it.
Hate to see it. The people who love casting spells love casting spells.
In theory, on paper, sounds great.
Sounds great.
5 mana?
Did you draw any cards?
Nope. It didn't get any card draw. Didn't get any card advantage, technically. And yes, they're giving you a turn ahead, or they're allowing you to do 2 things maybe in 1 turn.
Reducing cost is sort of multiplicative.
Ooh, very
If
good.
that's the word. Like, a mana rock gives you mana once. These continue, if you could keep casting spells, gives you more and more and more and more of a discount. But at a certain point in time, if you are not prioritizing drawing cards, reducing the cost of your spells means nothing. And I see a lot of people fall into this fault. Because trust me, I was that guy. I want to reduce all my spells.
What is it? Darksteel Forge for 4 mana? Yeah,
Oh,
I'd
great.
love it.
Great.
Yeah. But okay, outside of that, Mycosynth Lattice, like, yeah, again, even if you got it for just 5, I mean, that's not a crazy, it's still reduced, but outside of like those massive colorless spells, I agree, it falls off. It does.
If all of your artifacts cost 5 or less, and you're running more than like 4 of these effects, I think you're
with mana rocks.
mana. That's the other thing. Like, sometimes if you are really into mana rocks, you only need 1 of the reducers.
Yeah. If you're going to combine those 2.
Right.
Yeah.
You only need 1. If you're really into reducing because you want to have the same creature enter the battlefield multiple times and you can create a combo.
That's different though, because
Sweet.
You had a plan. You got a plan for that now.
Right. But if you're just trying to, I want to reduce my mana cost and have all the mana, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing
with
with
all that mana and cost reduction?
Yep. I'll give a good example of when this was a relevancy. I have a Gargos deck, and that's an X Matters Hydra deck. And so reducing technically translates into free mana put into them. So in those examples, incredible, because I'm dropping a green mana and getting a 10/10 Hydra.
If you're playing Animar,
Yep, another one.
yeah, he reduces the cost of creatures for each counter on him.
Yep.
I'm casting Eldrazi
Yeah, exactly. For free.
for free
For free.
instead of a mana rock.
Yep. Yeah, now it makes that mana rock and all those other reducers irrelevant. Nope, I see. Super good. I liked your twofer, so I think I'll hit a twofer.
Ooh.
This one is again, I don't like this, okay? I don't think that these are
Don't like.
That's right, bang bang. I don't think these are cards that are bad. I think they're incredible. The downside is they're normally in the same decks, and I hate hearing this. And I know you guys have heard this. You ready? You ready? Listen close. You gonna pay for that? You're gonna pay for your draws? Was that a non-creature spell? You gonna pay for that? Of course, I'm talking about everyone's favorite Rhystic Study, Mystic
tasty.
Remora,
Tasty.
Smothering Time.
Oh, that's a 3 for.
It is a 3. It's a 3. But I love the cards. I know what they're there for. They're incredibly powerful. I feel like they just add an annoyance level to where I'm tired of hearing it. Just know, I will look at you and I'll tell you, I'm never paying. I'm never paying. I don't care the advantage. Just don't. You're gonna pay for that. You gotta pay for that.
See, he's a vicious scumbag, and that's why he's never paying.
Never.
Me, I'll try to pay.
You do.
Mystic Remora, no one's ever paid.
Way.
I think in my entire history of playing Magic, I think I've seen Mystic Remora paid for like 3 times.
I was about like on one hand you could count it. Yeah, it's 4. It's 4 colorless. It's like
maybe if you have like all those artifact reducers.
I got all this extra mana.
You know what? I'm not paying. Dude, you reduce your artifacts by 5. You actually get mana for casting artifacts. I'm not paying.
I just, again, hyper powerful. You love them. I run them. You should. They are definite staples. Just for your play group, just do us all a favor and just ask, are you going to pay in the future? And make it more along the lines of, do you you can gauge the room, read the table. I hate it.
You're gonna have to ask me.
I'm getting tilted, and I haven't played. You're gonna pay for that.
I'm gonna pay for that.
Like I said, not bad cards, but I just don't like dealing with them. I feel like they make games way longer, and not in the fun way. They're just longer games.
I have a card. Most of my cards are lessons, and we'll get back to the lessons because I'm the honorable teacher. I'm gonna just talk about a card that I despise. If you play this card as your commander, you're a terrible human being.
I was right.
And I hope a small child comes and kicks you in the shin because you're playing Kenbonder Prodigy.
Boing.
He's a green and a blue for a 2/2 legendary creature, human druid. Whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana, add 1 mana any type that permanent produced. Oh, you thought that was it? For 2 mana?
Wait, there's more?
Wait, there's a whole activated ability for 5 colors, a green and a blue. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a non-human creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest of the bottom of your library in a random. Garbage.
That sounds like absolute destruction.
Oh, I played a... Hey guys. I played a dork on turn 1. I played Kennen on turn 2. I played Basalt and Monolith on turn 3. I have infinite colorless mana. I fucking hate this card. I fucking hate Kennen. Like, you have to kill this motherfucker like 6 times.
Yes. He's a 2-drop.
He's a fucking 2-drop. He's a fucking 2-drop.
With a paragraph of text.
And he just makes your mana dorks, which are already really good.
Yeah, they're already good.
Just better.
Yep. If that wasn't enough, we then have a let's just go dig deep.
Consecrated Sphinx.
Yep. Let's consecrate Sphinx.
Eldrazi.
Oh, look. Oh, Ulamog. Ulamog.
I love when they whiff.
When
Kennen players say they whiff or they hit another mana dork, I just smile and look at them in their smug fucking face. Oh, let me collect myself.
I was like, oh, you guys are seeing the rare dishonorable sensei. It's a rare sighting. He is hard to tilt. I will admit, you're hard to tilt. You are, but when you do tilt, magic. Magic the Gathering. That's what we're playing today. Just want to make sure.
If you're playing Kennen, you're playing like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or some shit.
You're playing Blood. What is it?
Blood and I don't even know how that game is played.
I don't either.
I'm not even gonna bring them up. I don't want blood for bones or blood for bread. I don't know.
Yep. I smell the
Let
blood
me just
of
get
an
away
Englishman.
from Kenan. I just want to.
Don't look at him. Don't look at him anymore. What a good card. On the same topic of, I kind of there are cards that are just good and people love them or hate them. One that I despise, and I understand why. I have killed many a table after playing this card, is Tempt with Discovery. If you guys aren't running it, super fun card with your play group.
You know what? Tempt is actually not a bad card if no one gets tempted. You get 4 mana, go get your best land untapped.
Yeah.
Not a terrible rate.
No, I mean the fact that it's just a land, it's not tapped. You can go get, a Yavi Maya, an Urborg, you can your World Tree, you name it. Field of Dead. Like there's some lands, Glacial Chasm, shout out to the previous episode. But in general though, there are land cards that I would definitely spend 4 mana to go get, hands down. But that's not the beauty of Tempt.
No.
Because for those of you who don't know, listen to the gloriousness of what this card is. 3 colorless and a green, Tempt with Discovery. It's a sorcery. Tempting offer. Search your library for a land card and put it on the battlefield. Period. There you go. But here's where it gets awesome. Each opponent may search his or her library for a land card and put it onto the battlefield. For each opponent who searches the library this way, search your library for a land card and put it on the battlefield. Then each player who searches shuffles. So if I play Tempt and Honorable Sensei says yes, I go get 2 lands of any kind, and he got to go get a land. So it's like group hug, group slug. I scratch your back, you scratch mine, I get a better scratch.
The name of this card should be Tilt with Discovery.
Yes, it should.
Because it tilts me every single time. I can't tell you how often this card has been played. And the optimal play,
yes,
regardless of how many lands you have,
come on, do it,
is to say no.
Good to say yes.
You go get 1 land. The person who casted it go gets the second. You just made the next person in line be more likely to say yes.
Yes.
And then if that person says yes, the next person says next.
How does the
you
third
then
one?
Just paid 4 mana for 4 untapped lands.
Not even basics, too. You get to go get your 4 best lands. Now, you may be wondering, why is this on? That's the cards I don't like, Chief Keef Edition. Because when I play this, it either goes one of 2 ways. Either I only get a land, or I get at least 4. And the least 4 always causes there to be like mass
He's
tilting.
gotta die. If you get the full
the full grip.
I was about to say tilt. If you get the full tilt, you have to die.
Yeah.
There is no if, ands, or buts about it. We cannot be friends. People want to talk about Soul Ring. Tempt with Discovery, max mode is way worse.
Oh, yeah.
Is way worse.
Yeah, but you could tempt a Discovery on turn 3 with a Soul Ring.
I wonder if people would say yes. You know what? I took this hand and it only had 2 lands in it.
It's just a 1 mana hand. I mean,
I really need to get to that third. I really.
Wait, what deck is he playing? Oh, it's just a Coma the World Serpent.
It's just Joda.
It's
He
just
just
Joda.
got all 5 of his colors and perfect mana fixing.
Nice. He played a Yavi Maya, an Urborg, a Field of Dead, a Tomb of Yawgmoth.
And he's a landfall deck. Yeah.
Yeah. I never get the full because not so honorable Sensei will always. Now, honestly, I can't actually knock you for this. He warns the table of the imminent doom that's coming.
Every single. And when the person who casts Tempt wins in the next 2 turns,
Or that
because
turn.
they've been accelerated so far,
Yep.
I just look at everybody with a great disdain on my face. And I tell them, you ruined this game. And I point them out. You ruined this game. You ruined this game. And you ruined this game.
Don't pay the trolls. That's the real lesson here. You're going to cross the bridge for free. You just have to try.
Don't trust Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, no. Don't take the blankets.
Don't take the blankets.
Yep. Like I said, run Tempt. See how it goes in your play group. It can be the scummiest thing ever.
Okay. I got a card. I've played this card. And ever since I played this card, it's been bad.
It's been
back
bad.
when it was first printed. Bad. And for some reason, I keep seeing this card show up in people's decks, and I'm just like, I don't understand. This card is bad. And this was back when white didn't have no card draw.
Oh, man.
And this was the only way to get it.
This one's personally attached to me. I feel personally attacked.
I feel personally attacked when I see this played and I tell you not to play it.
Yes.
It's Mentor the Meek.
Mentor of the Meek Mills.
2 colors. 2 colors and a white for a human soldier. 2/2. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 if you do draw a card. Doesn't seem that bad.
No, it's not horrible. And agreed, this was out back in the day when white was a little hard.
White didn't get no type of card draw.
And no love.
This card sucks, okay?
I was waiting for it.
This card sucks. Most people are like, oh, I'm going to play a lot of tokens. I'm going to put 5 tokens on the battlefield, and then I'm going to draw 5 cards. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Like John Cena?
You got peek through.
Oh, yeah. You somehow you paid a lot of mana to make all these tokens, and then you have mana left over to draw cards. You have nothing left to do. You spend all your mana drawing cards that you're not going to be able to use to the next. I hate it.
This is a high blood pressure episode.
I might need to see the doctor after this.
Consult your doctor before looking at these cards.
This was back in the day, and I thought this card was poop. So now in the renaissance of white having card draw, if I see you playing this card, I will slap you across the face. How dare you?
Yeah, there are definitely better cards for this exact job. There are better cards now.
Power 2. So, if you're playing a token deck and you play 2 anthems, which isn't hard to do in a token deck.
No.
This card doesn't do anything. Your 1/1s are now 3/3s. You can't draw cards anymore. If you put any +1/+1 counters when they ETB, guess what?
You could hold the priority, but
I'm thinking about when they come in.
Yeah.
Correction. It's not. Some of them aren't ETBs. They come in with additional +1/+1.
Yes,
counter.
when they word it that way, Mentor doesn't see them anymore. He loses them.
Still, this card is.
And
doo-doo.
also, you made a good point. Token decks always run anthems, and if they don't, what are you doing with your token deck? Because that's like one of your main ways of winning. You turn little boys into.
And when you're playing a token deck, not all of your creatures just create tokens. Sometimes your creatures make mana for you. Sometimes your creatures are making the tokens.
Yeah.
But that creature, when it ETBs, and if you're playing on curve, Mentor the Meek does nothing.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I played Mentor the Meek,
and then couldn't.
You have to fuck up your own curve just to draw cards.
To make it work. Yeah. Because there are plenty of cards that literally just say, when a creature enters, draw cards.
This is like the opposite of risk study. You're taxing yourself.
You tax yourself. Yep. You're like, ooh, that's a nice shipment of tea. It'd be a shame if I had to make myself pay more.
What if I just punched myself in the face?
That didn't feel good. Maybe I should try again to see if it still doesn't feel good. I'm out of mana, and now my turn's over.
Can I just add another card real quick?
Oh,
It's
of
gonna be
course.
quick.
Oh, of course.
Fexi Arena.
Is that the one that's written in Phyrexian?
Yeah.
You guys can't see the list. Well, actually, you can by going on to Moxfield.
Moxfield. We're not even getting paid yet. Yeah, Fexi Arena. What are you guys doing? Like, this card was like $20, and I used to play it like 6 years ago. Who's paying this now? Who's playing this card?
I mean,
You
it's
have to
not
wait a
horrible.
whole turn. You have to wait a whole turn to get a single card draw. You know what? I could have just paid 2 black, lost 2 life, and drawn 2 cards. I could have sacrificed a creature or a treasure, gotten a treasure, and drawn 2 cards. There is so many good ways to draw cards in black. You're telling me, unless you have like some type of enchantment theme, this is the best. Even if you do have an enchantment theme, you're in green. You have so many enchantresses. You think it's hard to draw cards? This is bad. This is bad.
You know what the first enchant. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. You know what the first thing that came to my mind when thinking like, what would be almost better than a Phyrexian Arena?
A Ristic Study.
You know, it's another one.
What?
A Bitter Blossom. That's only 2 mana. You're not getting the card draw, but that's a very powerful enchantment.
Hey, if you have Mentor or the Meek out, you can.
You can get that Bitter Blossom Mentor.
You get to
of the,
pay one every turn. You get a creature and a card draw. Look at that.
If you didn't have
That's
mana,
a wombo combo.
incredible. This is the opposite of CEDH. This is like bad farm table.
I would like to build a deck that just like no synergies, just like bad cards.
Just instead of like Esper's good stuff, it's Esper's what are you doing?
What are you doing?
It's what it is. Your commander is Esper, and it's all black. No, it's all green and red cards.
I can't even cast.
They just draw them to look at them and be like, it would be cool. It'd be cool if I played Senegos.
You know what? Vicious scumbag, I think you need to take this over. What makes you mauled?
Every time I see this card, I try my hardest not to rage. I try. I truly.
Is it the card I think it is?
It might be. It's Mesmeric Orb.
Ooh.
I think you were thinking. I think I know what you were thinking.
I was either gonna be this one or the next one. You're probably gonna talk about like right directly after this. Because they go into the same deck.
Yep. Every time. So Mesmeric Orb. This one is an older card, so you might not know about it. 2 colorless artifact. Whenever a permanent becomes untapped, that permanent's controller mills a card for 2. This is one of those artifacts where, like, if you don't have recursion and somebody plays this, it's over. Like, I played my classic Vicious Scumbag Goblin deck, right? I'm going fast. I got perfect hands. I'm dropping out. Krinko's out turn 2. He's got haste. We are loving life right now. I made 28 goblins. I had like 30-ish goblins turn 3. Mesmeric Orb came out. I had to mill 30 cards in a mono red deck. You want to talk about pain? Watching me just throw my beauty. I hate
You
it.
have to look at each card
It's horrible.
as it goes into your graveyard.
It's horrible.
Me as the graveyard player, I'm like, look at this goodie. Look at that.
Look how big my
God.
secondary hand has
Oh,
become.
Man, I'm reanimating that next turn or this turn. This is great.
I can't stand this card, and it's colorless. As long as your deck is like, is that all right if it's in the graveyard? Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then there you go, perfect. One of the best cards for you.
Yeah, you ever seen people hate Arcane Signet on turn 1 with a Soul Ring? No, you play Mesmeric Orb. You let them know that this game they're gonna mill.
Yep. You know what's coming next?
It's not even gonna
Mindcrank.
affect you the first turn if you went first, but you just letting them know, hey, you sure you want to do that?
Go ahead, tap. No, don't tap your lands.
No, do that.
Because that's the other thing. It just says permanent. So it's like, even like decks are like, yeah, I'm ramping, I'm getting ahead. And it's like, oh, wait, but you have to untap all 6 of those. It's okay. Put the top 6 into your graveyard. Like, ugh. If this thing cost more, I wouldn't have been mad.
There's a card. Oh, man. I don't think you even know about this. There's a card called Awakening. It says, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, all players untap each permanent they control. With Mesmeric Orb, you kill people.
I see it. 2 colorless green to the beginning of each player's upkeep. Untap all creatures and lands. Oh my goodness.
People are gonna die.
You would mill so fast. So fast. I did not know about that combination. That is a very what you say? Okay, I'm calling out a shout out to our previous episodes. First episode was Power Creep. Awakening is not new. This is a 1997 card. Mesmeric Orb is 95. Like, no, get out. Get out with this. Magic has gotten worse. No. You didn't play against a Mesmeric Orb, Winter Orb, Awakening. Oh.
Hey, what's your favorite frog?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This makes me. Have you ever taken all your combat damage and thought to yourself, man, I can't wait to just blow apart all my friends with my unstoppable army? And you're thinking, nothing can stop me until you see it. It's tiny. It's only a 1/1. It's Sporf Frog. Go ahead. I'll let you describe this monstrosity since it's your like pet card.
He's my Karibo.
Oh, he is.
He is. And he does exactly what Karibo would do. You sacrifice him, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to you this turn.
He's a green.
Oh, dealt period this turn. That's what makes it even funnier.
Yes.
If you have a way to recur this, I'm not taking combat damage on one of your guys' combat phase every single turn.
You also leverage it all the time. Like, hey, if he swing at you, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I'll just pop the frog, all right? And then what do? He plays things like Shimmermere, so he can play creatures with like he has flash. And then, yes, no, it's, I get aggressively just.
I can't tell you how many games were destroyed by me bluffing with Sporf Frog.
Yes.
And then they finally exile it, and guess what? I'll just go get the land that does the same thing.
Yep. Or you sacrifice it in response. The amount of time I have heard that phrase, like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to kill the frog.
I'm going to blow it up.
I'm going to kill the frog. I'm going to exile. I'm going to anguished unmaking your Sporf Frog. Okay. In response, it has a I'm getting tilted. If this thing had like a whenever it or just whenever it dies, like World Shaper, for example. I thought World Shaper used to be way more overpowered, and then I realized like he has to die for that effect to proc, right? If World Shaper just said sacrifice World Shaper, return all lands, he would be so busted. This frog,
he wouldn't even live to attack. He would just be.
Nope. He would. Yep. He would come out and just. Yeah. Sporf Frog is. I loathe Sporf Frog. I'm a combat themed player. If you guys haven't caught the drift yet, I'm Mr. Voltron. Okay, and Sporf Frog is like, that's.
Hey, guess who I'm Sporf Frogging every go around? And guess what? If you're the big Voltron player, you can't kill nobody.
Nope. It makes
if you guys
useless.
keep me around, I make sure he doesn't win the game.
And now your Sporf Frog is just for me. And that's what it has been before. It is the bane of my existence. If you guys haven't played against a Turbo Fog situation, this is a Turbo Fog. Muldrotha, Turbo Frog. Muldrotha Turbo Frog. And it's value.
I just want them to print another one. So I could have 2.
Let me get that frog. He's only 35 cents.
As your resident, like, Golgari, Sultai player, You know what I thought was cool?
It's funny that you
Playing
hate
Moldratha.
Kennen.
What do you say?
That's funny that you hate Kennen. Because you like Simic.
Yeah, he's too... No,
No?
it's too much. You know what I hate? I hate to see it. I hate to see it, and every once in a while, you'll see it's rare. Any type of green mana rock. What are you doing?
But I need it.
Why are you playing green mana rocks? I just do not understand the type of sick individual would play green mana rocks. Like, maybe you have like a deck that cares about artifacts and you happen to be green. Cool. Anybody else, why are you playing the worst version of ramp that you could possibly play?
Yeah. I mean, if green wasn't so powerful with ramping, I would be like, no, there's a place for it.
And it does it in 2 ways. You could play the creatures, you could play the ramp spells.
Yeah.
What do you need fragile little mana rocks for?
Because you're playing green land destruction. That's what it is. You're playing mono green land destruction.
Play Dorks.
It's so funny because green hates its own mana rocks so much that it still has like the most dorks, and it's the king of ramp, and yet it still has mana rocks. I agree. I 100% agree.
What you should do if you just build terrible decks, you should use your Croson Grip to destroy your own green mana rock.
Ooh.
I hate Croson Grip.
Croson is hyper powerful in my opinion. It's up there.
It's butt butter.
You think it's that booty cream?
Remind me of a time where split second mattered.
It's only good when one of our
in the
friends
most niche situations.
It is.
You could have paid 1 green for this effect.
Yes.
You could have paid 2 green for this effect. You could have paid 3 green and hit a land. You could have...
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying, because this is only good for like, I'm going to combo off, and I use, Phyrexian Altar. And you're like, in response, Croson. So...
You know what? In that situation, you still can't stop it. You know why? Because mana abilities do not go on the stack.
Oh my goodness, you're right. You were completely correct. That is a mana ability, so the split second doesn't even touch it.
Whoop, guess what? It's gone.
Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me think of another one. Hold on. No, you're right. And also too, like, no, I see what you're saying. It's really niche. It is. Because the things I'm thinking of countering keep coming back to mana abilities. Otherwise, the artifact itself, because it's artifact or enchantment, admittedly, but the split second does kind of feel...
It's essentially trying to put, like, can't be countered on this ability, but...
Yeah. I've never, now that you say it that way, I have never seen Croson stop a game win. I haven't. I've only ever seen it be
you
just
know
like,
what does a better job at this? Just for a land slot. What is it? The Yavimaya, the land? The land that cycles.
Here, I'll pull it up.
Maybe that blows up lands. I think it blows up artifacts and enchantments too.
It might. I'll have to. Jamie, go ahead, pull it.
I wish we had a Jamie. It's
I
just
do.
us.
Yeah,
so when you can't think of a name of a card, hold on. Cycle land Kamigawa. Come on, man. Give me the Beseiju.
Oh, yeah. That's an expensive land.
1 in a green. Discard Beseiju who endures. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land an opponent controls. Who cares what comes after? It get to go get a land. Cool. Hey, this is a channel ability.
Yeah. Which
If
means,
you don't play a stifle,
Yep. I was just about to say, good luck countering
this
it.
is a land.
Yeah, good luck countering that. Because, yeah, you can blow up Besoju as the land, but we're getting rid of it in this example. So, yeah, I think there's only like 3 ways to stop it, and they're all like...
There are a couple of different ways.
But they're not used a lot.
It's stifle.
Yeah.
Like if the spell doesn't have like a stifle effect.
No, I see it. I think Crosson's a little overrated. I do. I think Crosson's definitely an overrated card. I think it's good, but I agree. There are literally mono green versions for its a green, and it does the same thing except minus split second. Well, I think there's another one that follows that same logic. I mean, if I had to vote on it, it would probably get vetoed.
Oh.
This card is a personal favorite of mine, but you have it on your list.
It's not that this card is bad or that I hate it, but most people do not understand how to utilize this card and what it's made for, because I've embarrassed some people who play Dovin's Veto.
Oh, yeah.
So, Dovin's Veto is a blue-white instant. This spell can't be countered. Counter target non-creature spell. What's bad about Dovin's Veto? That's what you asked me.
Yeah, I'm honest. Like looking at it face value, no explanation. An uncounterable counter spell.
Okay. So, I go to cast target spell, right?
Okay.
You have a counter spell.
Okay, I'm gonna mana drain.
I go to Dovin's Veto. Oh man, this counter war is over.
I can't counter Dovin's Veto.
You could just counter the thing I was trying to cast.
Oh my gosh, you can. Because then they have to respond to that. Because it goes on stack.
Yeah, so
Dovin's Veto actually needs split second instead of can't be countered. You know what's funny is we swapped it, Dovin's would be way better.
Dovin's would be way better.
And then
But-
Crosson's would make more sense. It would just be an uncounterable destruction.
So when you're trying to protect your own thing, Dovin's Veto isn't all that great.
No.
When you're being offensive and you don't want anything else to be countered, yeah, Dovin's Veto is a great card.
Yes.
This is, because I'm a sensei, this is a lesson that you have to teach people. And I'd rather you learn it now than somebody like me have to school you.
I was about to say, you trying to get embarrassed? Come to school. You forgot your books. So, I gotta bring up this card. I feel like it needs to be talked about. It's the elk in the room. It's the I would say it's the elephant in the room, but it's the elk in the room.
It is the elk.
Yep.
I wish I had my tube so I could make the noise.
Oh yes, we will talk about our ceremony after this card. It is Oko, Thief of Crowns, colorless green blue planeswalker. His +2 is create a food. Awesome. He comes out with 4, so you know he's got a little bud on him. And then +1. Wait a second, this isn't a minus. Target artifact or creature loses all abilities and becomes a green elk with base power and toughness 3/3. Wow. That's a nice commander you got there. You know how if he dies, you can put him in the command zone. If it gets exiled, you can put it in the command zone. If it gets moved from anywhere, you can put it into the command zone. That way it doesn't go away forever. But what if I just turned it into an elk? I despise. I'm not even going to read his other effect. No one uses.
No. I do.
Yes,
and
you
I
do.
stopped doing it for the very specific reason. -5. Exchange control of target artifact or creature you control and target creature an opponent controls with power 3 or less.
Oh, look at that. Power 3. It's like that elk I just made.
Or if your commander's just naturally sort of wimpy, I could just steal it.
Yes.
Hey, here's this food. I take your commander.
It's so... Oh. Oko is 3 mana. 3 mana to pretty much have a repeatable Imprisoned in the Moon. Like, yes, okay, I get a 3/3 blocker. Ooh. And if it dies, my commander comes back.
They're swinging the elk at Oko every single time.
Yes. But what's gross is when they have the ability to block it and not kill it. It is the and you did this to me repeatedly. This is his non-honorable history, okay? This is the backroom secrets.
See, you know when you have your first child and they have to go through things that the second child doesn't have to go through? He's my first child. Ugh. He had to get the beatings that the other children wouldn't have to get. Oh yeah, Oko's evil.
Oko is evil. But there is one thing, and I would love for you to tell our listeners here. Every time you would elk something, he would grab your playmat tube and he would make the elk sound into the elk tube. You were getting elked. That's how you knew you were getting elked. He'd point at it and then he would just careen with his elk sounds. If you've not heard an elk before, it's a pretty good elk impression. I hate Oko. They banned other planeswalkers.
Oh yeah, Oko's banned in almost like every single format. And
for good reason.
And I just thought it would be cool to play Oko in Commander and make people miserable.
Oh my goodness. It was that section of our play group that was hard. That was hard.
It was mainly because I only had one deck and it was Muldrotha. So even if you kill Oko.
Oh, look at that. I'm just going to play him again. Oh man. You're going to get elked again. Oh.
I'm gonna steal your commander this time.
Yep, I'm gonna take. That's a beautiful cannon.
You ain't never gonna get it back.
Oh, I know. Oh, it's so gross. Yeah.
I'm never gonna block with your commander.
Never.
After I steal it, never. Just gonna sit over here.
Yep. And then I'm never gonna kill your elk. Your Krinko Bob boss? No, that's Krinko Elk boss.
Hey, use your removal to kill your commanders so you can cast it again and I can elk him again.
That's right. I'm gonna blow up your Phyrexian altar with my Crowsand grip so that you can't remove your elked Oko creature that I sent over to you.
I got a 3-peat. I need to hear 2 more from you.
Ooh. All right, on that same topic. So we went with I hate it because it's just mean. I'm going to talk about cards that I hate because I feel like people use them and I feel like they're over there just like, the numbers are flying past their head and they're calculating the ultimate move set. So I'm going to give you 2 cards. And when these 2 are used together, I will pack up and leave almost. It makes me Sensei's Divining Top and Sylvan Library. On the surface, incredible cards. Both of them, incredible. Top deck shenanigans, extra card draw, being able to maneuver around. Sensei's in any color. Sylvan, don't get me wrong, it's green, but either way, both of these are fantastic. When you have both of them out, or just one of them, and you are the type of player that's like, but what if hold on, he just played. If you have to take 15 minutes to figure out what you're doing with your Sensei's Divining Top, do not play Sensei's Divining Top. I hate waiting for the other person's turn to end. It's not even their turn yet. They're over here using Sensei's on your turn and being like, well, hold on, let me look at the top 3.
Look at the top 3.
Yep, let me look.
Okay, I keep that. Top on top.
Yep, up and then up Sylvan Library. Okay, at the beginning, you had 2 additional colors. Oh, let me look at these. Okay, and then I'm gonna tap Sensei's. And then, I hate it. It's one of those things. It's the same concept of, are you gonna pay for that? You gonna pay for that?
But this is the Long-Turn Larry podcast. Congratulate people. Parents.
I love long turns when they're fruitful. I do not like long turns because you didn't know what you were doing. That's the vicious scumbag. I like if you take a long turn.
He is tapping his finger, waiting to kill you.
Yes.
And you're sitting here just.
I have other people to kill, okay? And you're clogging up my schedule. My efficiency is completely out the window. My kills per hour is lowering, and I need to get those numbers up.
80's low, buddy.
It's rookie numbers. Plan your turns.
Please. Oh my goodness.
Like literally, like I'm totally down.
Pod
yes.
Just planning your turns.
I'm totally down for long turns as long as you knew what you were doing. And if it took long because you're doing a lot, epic. That's why you follow us. If it took long because you didn't plan your turn, shame on you. Shame. If we had a bell, I'd be ringing it. I mean, shame.
Shame.
Exactly. You got to walk through Magic Town with all of us pointing at you and saying shame.
Okay. This card is sort of like a poster boy for the type of deck you should not play. Maybe you like these type of cards and there's nothing bad about you. But when your commander gets blown up and your deck doesn't do anything, I don't care. The card that's the poster boy is Hinata Dawn Crowned.
Oh, overhyped.
One color, blue, red, white, legendary Kirin Spirit, flying trample, 4/4. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each target. Spells your opponent's cast cost 1 more to cast for each target.
On the surface, great card.
Very powerful.
Very powerful.
You know what people did when they saw this card? I'm gonna play every X spell. Not in green.
Nope.
Don't have a lot of mana rocks. I'm gonna cast my commander for 4 mana.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
Oh, and then what's gonna happen?
Because we played against your commander plenty of times, we know what happens if you untap with your commander. So we blow it up.
Bye-bye, Hinata.
And then it gets to your turn, and you have 6 X spells burning a hole in your hand. And you have no idea what to do. And you're salty because people understand
never get to play
that
Hinata.
your commander is powerful. But if your commander is not out, your deck doesn't do anything.
Yep. That is an X Matter spells drawback. They are mana hungry.
You should, keyword should, doesn't mean you have to. You should be able to have a deck that works without your commander being on the battlefield.
Hands down. Say it again. Say it again for those who weren't listening.
You should, not saying you have to, you should build a deck that works even when your commander is not on the battlefield.
Agreed.
I get so sick and tired of playing against people who are novices, and everybody understands that your commander's powerful. We take out your commander and now you're just, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
My deck doesn't work without my commander in play. Well, sorry to tell you, buddy. Everybody knows that your commander is probably the best card in your deck. It's a pretty valid target for destruction.
Yep. So I think I have a good interjection for this to help the Hinata listener. All right. If you built Hinata, and this sounds like a familiar story, as a Voltron player, I have to use my commander as my win con. It's my deck is built around my commander, very much so, to the point where if my commander is removed, I'm pretty much out of the game until I can bring them back. So, what do? I'm glad you asked. You get protection.
Get protection.
You have to run protection. And what's funny is technically Hinata reduces the cost of your protection because it can target Hinata. So it's funny is even certain protection spells that may not be the most viable actually are kind of viable with Hinata.
Don't play your commander on turn 4 with no open mana.
Agreed.
Maybe you should have a white or a blue
Yep.
open when you play Hinata.
Yep. Blue to stop it from happening. White to bounce it. Something to make it to where Hinata just doesn't insta die. A perfect example. A Journey to Tomorrow. It's a two drop exile. With Hinata, it's a white. So it's like perfect. There you go. That is a literal 1-drop that's going to now protect Hinata. And people can't blow all their removal on you. And if they do, great, because guess what's going to happen the next time you play Hinata? They have no removal. So if you're going to play a deck that has a commander like this, and this kind of goes back to Kennen too. It's kind of like the same concept. If you're playing Kennen and you were not playing protection in the same turn, don't be surprised that he's instantly gone before you get to use it.
You know what? When you're playing in Kennen, you play Kennen, you usually have a mana dork, so who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, you instantly have extra mana.
Oh, yeah. I played Kennen on turn 2. I didn't use my mana dork to do that. I had green blue on turn 2. Guess what? I have a green... Okay.
So what are your that's the cards I don't like closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Evaluate your cards. Make sure they work the way they're supposed to work.
In a vacuum?
No, in your deck.
Exactly.
Please. I don't want to have to tell you about your card.
But I put Vigor in every green deck.
When I blow up Vigor before you deal combat damage to my creature, don't cry. Just build better decks, man.
And that's why you're here. That's why you're listening to the longturnlarry podcast.
Bitch.
We thank you for coming in. Make sure, of course, to go check out that Moxfield links. And, of course, send us some cards.
Yeah, actually, sometimes in the Moxfield, there's more cards that we didn't discuss. And if we ever set up a Patreon, maybe that's what it could be used for.
Very much so. I like the idea of
content.
having a little extra content. And, I like the more personal dive. See what you guys want us to look at some of those cards. I would love to do it. Even like a tier list. I think we could have some fun with a tier list, too.
I think we would bad heads on a tier list.
Wait, what do you mean Crown isn't? All of the Empire artifacts are amazing. S tier.
S tier.
Well, thank you again, guys. And as always, stay scummy.
Stay honorable.